Stop settling for shitty relationships just because you're trans. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. My name's Kyle, aka Prince Kyle, don't forget it. And I have an Instagram as well as a TikTok where I share my female to male transition, as well as give tips to anybody that would like to hear about it. Alright, guys. Get a drink because you're going to want to hear this. I can't tell you guys enough how many crappy relationships I've been in. I'm only 28 years old, and I've been in a lot of situations. I'm just going to say that. And I know some of you guys can probably relate, so I know you're going to want to stay tuned to listen to this entire video, because I'm going to explain exactly why you should not settle. Now, if there was one thing that I could tell my past self, it would be exactly this. Stop settling for shitty relationships just because you're trans. I'm going to say it one more time. Stop settling for shitty relationships just because you're trans. Now, that is honestly the number one thing I wish I could tell my past self, because it would have saved me a lot of time. And that's why I wanted to share this information with you guys, so I can hopefully save you guys some time. Now, I know it sounds harsh the way I said it, but it is exactly how I said it. So I'm not here to on any of my past relationships or any of my exes, whatever, because they're not people. They were just for me. So I wish I knew this prior, because I wouldn't have been in half the relationships that I was in my past. But I had such a huge idea that I was not lovable and that no one was ever going to love me just because I'm trans. And that's not true. And I know there are a lot of you guys out there who feel the same exact way. I'll bring it back a little bit to my childhood. Before I even came out as transgender or even any part of the LGBTQ, I just did not find myself beautiful. I didn't think I was good looking, and pretty much I would just not date because of that. I did not have confidence, and honestly, it wasn't until I transitioned until I started growing confidence, and it wasn't until the physical part of my transition where I started taking hormones and appearing more of what society sees as a cisgender male. That was when I became confident. But before I started my physical transition, I did not look how I look right now. I kind of just looked like how I looked pre-T, but with guy clothes. And so I wasn't that confident. So I was in a lot of relationships, and to be honest, I was not in those relationships because I liked those people. Like, I was not finding them that attractive myself, and I was not really connected with them like romantically or emotionally or anything like that. But I would date them just because they were willing to date me, because I didn't think I was good enough to get the people I actually wanted to date or wanted to get to know. I didn't have that kind of confidence, so I would honestly just settle. And I know that sounds horrible, but it was the reality of it. I would literally just date whoever wanted to date me. And so because of that, I ended up in a lot of failed relationships, a lot of toxic relationships, and just a lot of miserable relationships that weren't really ideal for me. Again, they're not horrible people, and there are people out there for them, but they just were not for me, and it's because I was forcing the relationship. And nobody should be doing that. Now, I've tried dating all types of people. I do consider myself pansexual, but I do steer more towards cisgender women. And I think a part of that is just because I hold a certain kind of confidence when I am dating cisgender women. I don't know why. I honestly, I'll have to get back to you guys on that. But for some reason, I just feel my most masculine energy come out. Like, I feel my most, like, authentic self. And so I've been with lots of people in the past. I've been with cisgender men. I've been with transgender women. And I've been with cisgender women. And so I've pretty much gotten a taste of all different kinds of people. That sounded very inappropriate. I've gotten to feel out all different types of people. And I've tried to click and have chemistry with all different sorts of people. Now, my personality is very, very sheltered. I'm very introverted. I don't like going out. I'm not a partier. I'm not a drinker. I'm not a smoker. I like to just lay in the bed all day long if I really could and go to work, do my everyday errands that I have to run, and then I come back home. I'm not a big outings kind of person. And the reason I say that is because I have been in a lot of relationships where the people were the exact opposite. And I know in most cases opposites attract, but in this sense opposites did not attract. I was forcing myself to do things that I wouldn't normally do just because that's what my partner wanted to do, and I wasn't really enjoying myself because we didn't share the same interests. So again, I was dating people who just found interest in me versus me finding true interest in them. Because anytime somebody would show me the slightest bit of attention, I would go running towards it. Because I was like, listen, this person actually wants to date me. I'm going for it because who knows if I'll ever find like a partner again. None of us want to go through life feeling like we're never going to find love. Like, most of us want to find our forever person. And so when the opportunity comes to us, we're quick to just grab onto whatever wants us. And that's just not a very healthy way to go about relationships, and it can be very toxic because at the end of the day, one of you guys isn't even really in it for the true romance and relationship of it. Now, I know finding love for the trans community can be difficult just because it's mostly us that makes it difficult. We feel like we are not lovable. Like I said, we are not that confident. Well, I can't speak for all of us, but for a lot of us, like, confidence can be a struggle. And so it is very hard for us to find love. But the thing that you have to remember is most of the time, you're the problem. You're the reason you can't find love because you're so in your head about it. There are so many people that find trans people beautiful, authentic, lovable, all the above, more often than not. And once you get out of that mindset that you're not lovable, you'll be surprised how many people gravitate towards you and who actually would want to potentially date you. And it's people who you're actually interested in versus just people that are interested in you and you're just taking whatever you could get. Don't ever do that, guys. Like, I can't stress it enough because it is just so toxic. And I wish I learned earlier because, again, I would have saved so much time wasted. And my relationship that I'm in right now is literally the best relationship I've ever been in my entire life. And I would have never known it because I've never even known this girl prior to when I was messaging back and forth with her over the internet. And rather than just hopping on to the first thing that wanted me, I actually took the time to get to know her as well. I had her come down and visit and get to know me, and I got to know her more. And I genuinely wanted this relationship. I genuinely wanted to be involved in it. And me and her both share the same interests. We both like to do the same things. We both aren't drinkers. We both are not smokers. We both don't care for the party life, the party scene. We're both at near our 30s almost. I know. We just kind of like to chill and kick it. Like, we have like the same personality in a sense, but we both also have our differences that make it work. And the reason that is because we both agree on the same things and we both like each other for the same reasons. My nose is so stuffy. Wow. I'm sorry, guys. Now, I've seen a lot of trans people get in relationships that they are not genuinely happy in for the same reason, and it really comes down to just grabbing whatever wants them, and it's just not ideal. So for any of you guys listening out there, if you can relate to this, please take it into consideration. I promise you will find love when the time is right. Do not just grab a hold of someone just because they're showing interest in you. Do not do it. Really get to know the people you're talking to. Really get to know the people who are trying to get to know you. Do not just hop onto the first thing. There are plenty of people out there, and you do not need to just grab the first pick. I promise. It may take some time. It may take a couple of years, but that's okay. Your soulmate is out there, I promise you, and you will find them. You will find them naturally. You will not find them by searching. You will find them naturally, I promise you. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to smash the like button, comment, and subscribe. And as always, stay true, be you. Bye, guys. Whew.